My grandpa said, don't walk around and look like a guy that's been licking butter out of the bottom of a churn. Some of you farmers, you get it. You got that long face. Stop that. Be intense about the love of God, because God's love is intense. For God so loved the world. Now, do you see it, or did I leave something out? God loved? No. It says God so loved the world. And some of you might be thinking, well, what difference does that make? You left out the word. So? I want you to picture this with me. Are you ready? Let me help you out with this. Let me ask you to picture, and I know you're looking forward to summertime. It's coming. It'll be here. And you're laying out next to the pool or on a beach somewhere, and you're soaking up the sun, and you're drinking Diet Coke, and you're relaxing and kicking back, and your buddy comes along with a bucket of ice water, and he dumps it on your back. What do? You jump up and you say, you're dead. No. Here's the thing. You don't say that. No, what you do is you jump up and you say, you are so dead. Right? All right, picture something else with me. Let's keep working with me here. You go to the movies, the next day at work, the coworker says, well, how'd you like the movie? How was it? And you say, man, it was so great. Absolutely loved it. Not great, mind you. It was so great. All right, let me give you one more thing. You ready? Picture this. My wife and I were invited to the greatest restaurant in Springfield just recently. Now, I'm going to let you into a secret, all right? You're entering a secret world. You might think you know what the greatest restaurant is in Springfield, but I'm going to tell you, you don't. Maybe you do. But if you don't, let me clue you in. Bernice invited us to her house. Not a greater restaurant in all Springfield. Not in the world, probably. I'm just guessing. And so we go to Bernice's house. And when we arrive, her house is beautifully adorned with all the Christmas things, and it's awesome. It's so cool. I mean, it caused us to have a little Christmas guilt. We go home to our little Charlie Brown tree. That's the only thing we got. That's it. That's what we're going to do. Sorry. But Bernice, on the other hand, is everywhere. It's cool. We walk in. We sit down. The table is beautifully dressed. The meal is served. It's so good. It's awesome. We eat the meal, and then, of course, we hear the words we all long to hear. Keep your fork. Keep your spoon. And then she goes to the oven. She gets out this chocolate creation. I don't know what to call it, Bernice. I'm just going to say it was some hybrid between pie and cake, and it was chocolate, and it didn't matter. It was chocolate. Did I already say it was chocolate? Yeah, it was chocolate. And then she takes this white stuff, and she puts on top of it, and it kind of just melts down over the edges. It's melting down the sides. And then you take a forkful. I took a forkful. I put it in my mouth, and heaven came down, and glory filled my soul. And you want to know why? I didn't look at Bernice and say, man, this is good. I said, this is so good. You see where I'm going? You see, you need to come wide awake, Northwest. Come wide awake. Don't miss this. Look me in the eyes if you would. And if you're watching this online, wherever you are, put down the remote, put down the hot dog, put down the Egg McMuffin, and come wide awake, and don't miss it. Don't miss what I'm about to say. God does not love you. He so loves you. He so loves you. He loves you with a love that is intense. He loves you with the intensity of 1,000 suns. He loves you with the intensity of a 4-year-old girl as she's squeezing her new puppy under the Christmas tree, multiplied by the heavenlies. Northwest, God loves you intensely. God loves you while being nailed to a tree. Get this, even though you put him there, even though those nails that are there were pinned by you and me, he has an intense love for you. You remember what Paul prayed to the Ephesian church? This is interesting. Get this. In Ephesians chapter 3, verse 18 and 19. Don't miss it. For this reason he prayed. He said that you may have power together with all God's people. That word's dunamis. Together with all people. This isn't just power that you plug into. This isn't your power. This isn't the power that you generate humanly. This isn't the power that comes because you matriculate. This isn't the power because you're smart. This isn't the power because you're good looking. This isn't the power because you own a business and you are successful. This isn't that kind of power. This is God's power. Listen to what he's talking about. This is God's dunamis power together with all God's people. Listen, if you were together with all God's people, we don't want to do what we can do. God, we've come to your church today because we want to see what we can do. Let's go home. We've got better things to do than to see what we can do. You with me? Yeah. We want God's power. That's what he's talking about. And so he's praying for the church in Ephesus. He's praying that they would have God's power together with what do they need power to do? Listen, with all God's people to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge. Now, do you notice what he prays, and do you notice what he doesn't pray? Paul doesn't pray for the knowledge of God's love. Let's all get it figured out in our head. That's not what he says. What he does is he prays for the power to grasp God's love because of the love of God, and it surpasses knowledge. Did you get that? Kind of something to think about, right?